Hello people of the internet! Long time no see, I know. I have really no excuse why I've not been filming videos. At the moment I am using this video as a procrastination technique. I'm meant to be writing an essay and working on editing my dissertation, or more developing the idea for my dissertation, but you know when you have one of those days where just nothing's coming out. I'm having one of those creative no-no days, so I thought I would still be productive, but just not in a way I'm meant to be productive. So anyway, I saw this writing tag on JENNA Mrazzi, sorry I'm butchering your last name, on her YouTube channel, which I will link below, and it's the All Hallows Write tag. So I thought I would incorporate that into my story, The Mysteries of Emrys House. I have the tag up on my iPad so I can read them. There are 2 rules. Before I start this, I need to give you a brief description of what the story is about, and then I'm not allowed to use the same character for more than 3 answers. So yeah. Okay, first things first, what is the mystery of Emrys House? Okay, so this story follows an American girl called Gabriella. She moves to a boarding school in England where she kind of tumbles upon this mystery lurking underneath the house. She is a writer herself and she is very into investigating and finding what's the story behind things. She gets given a necklace and that leads to her discovering these tunnels under the house, and with the help of her housemates she discovers the mystery of Emrys House. The name's in the title. Question number 1. It's Halloween night. What is your protagonist dressed up as? Well, within the story, my characters actually do go to a Halloween party, so I can answer this. My protagonist is Gabriella, and she goes as a bumblebee to a Halloween party within the story, so she'd be a bumblebee. Question number 2. Who in your cast refuses to dress up and shows up at the Halloween party without a costume? This is a really easy answer. Aaron is the one who doesn't dress up. Aaron is kind of this, he sticks to himself, he's a bit of a loner, he only really has friends within Emrys House because he lives with them. He does develop some close bonds with people, but he very much is this loner type that doesn't want anything to do with anyone else. He doesn't want to be part of anyone else's drama, so he would still go to the party because he'll be forced along by Leah, but he would refuse to dress up, or if he dressed up he would be a sin. So that's not really a costume, in my opinion. Question number 3. Which character wears the most outrageous costume and what would that be? Okay, most outrageous costume. I think the most outrageous costume would go to Jerome. What would that be? With Jerome's mind it could be anything. He could go from being a dinosaur to he would be an actual ghost, or he would be a Jedi. I think he'd be the Joker and Harley Quinn if he could be both of them. He would dress up. Jerome is a special child, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. Jerome lives in his own little world. He has his own little bubble. He sees the world in a very different way. He kind of acts before he thinks. Like, Jerome's the kind of character who will bury a shoe in the garden because that wishes someone happy birthday. That's the kind of character Jerome is. So he would go for, he might be a giraffe, he might be a dinosaur, he might be the glitter monster, like paint his whole body in glitter. That kind of, that's how outrageous he would kind of go. So I do think Jerome, that would be his kind of go-to. On Halloween, werewolves, vampires, zombies are on the prowl. Which of your characters get caught in their clutches, and which creature do they subsequently turn into? Okay, so who would be caught out? I think I'm going to rule out the twins because they're very sporty, they would run away. I'm going to rule out Gabrielle and George because George, though he'll never admit it at this point in my story, he will protect Gabrielle with his life, so they'll be out of the way. Aaron, I'm going to rule him out because he'll just be like, whatever, he'll get ignored by them. I think the first person who comes to my brain is actually Faith. She is this Miss Popular, daddy's girl kind of thing, and she would probably walk right up to them thinking, because vampires were cool or werewolves were cool, like she's watched vampires, she's seen Teen Wolf, she knows they're cool. I think, what would she turn into? I think she would choose vampire. Faith would want to be immortal in the age she is now. She doesn't want to grow up. She's beautiful, she's in her prime, she'd want to be a vampire. She'd deal with the ickiness of blood. She'd deal with that to look beautiful forever. That's what Faye would be like. Faith. Her name's Faith, not Faye. I think I've called her Fate all the way through that. Question number 5. Who wins the contest for best costume? With no doubt in my mind, that would be Cristina. Not because she's creative, but because she's competitive. Cristina does every single sport apart from horses. Anything to do with horses she will not go near, but she does every single sport allowed at Pendragon Boarding School. She is very competitive and she wins everything. That's part of Cristina. She has to win, and purely because it's a competition, Cristina will enter and she will win, so that is why Cristina will win. Number 6. Who hands out toothbrushes to the trick-and-treaters? This, for some weird reason, Matthew comes to mind for this. Matthew, in the dynamic of all these characters, is kind of this, he's the brains behind them all, but he's kind of the dad looking after them as well. So he will see all the sweets that like George and Jan and all that would be giving these kids, and then afterwards he'd give them a toothbrush, be like, look after your teeth, you're eating too much sugar. Like, that's where Matthew's brain would go. He's kind of, there's not a mum character within this, there's a dad character who is like looking after them all but still like keeping his distance. That is Matthew. Number 7. Which 2 characters decide to pair up and do an angel devil costume together? Ooh, this is... See, this is quite hard. I think 2 people come to mind. That is the twins, or Leah will rope either Aaron into doing it just to spite him. I'll explain why. The twins will do it because they're the twins and they like doing pairing up costumes because that's what they are. But I think it's more likely, though Aaron wouldn't come in a costume, Leah has kind of made it her mission in life to make Aaron more sociable, and they have this brother-sister relationship, and Aaron only isn't a robot when he's around Leah kind of thing. So she would come as the angel and he would come as the devil because he had been forced into the costume, give or take. That's what I can see. Leah is the only one who has kind of leeway with that, and she would find it hilarious to see Aaron uncomfortable in a devil's costume. Well, she's in like angel wings looking hot. That's her kind of humour. Number 8. Someone is too scared to even attend the Halloween party. Who is it? I don't think any of my characters would be too scared to go to the Halloween party. They all have their weaknesses and their strengths, but none of them are scared to do something. A lot of the time they want to prove a point to someone within my book, and that's why they do it. I mean, out of all of them, I think the only one who would be scared to go might be either Faith or Jerome. But Faith would go because it has the word party in it, and she's a party girl. And Jerome would go because everyone else is. He is, as much as he is weird, he likes to stick with the pack. He likes to stick with his friends, he feels safe with his friends, they don't judge him, so he would rather go to this party where he isn't uncomfortable than stay alone in the house. So I think none of them would be scared, but if I had to, Faith and Jerome. Who overdoses on Halloween candy and ends up sick? This one would definitely be Yan. Yan is the sweet tooth in our group. He is the big muscly alpha male jock guy within the story, and then we also find out he loves to bake because he has a sweet tooth, and when he's stressed he bakes, and he definitely has a sweet tooth. So I can see him indulging in one evening and just eating all the candy and then being sick in the morning. Number 10. Which character is most likely to place a curse hex on someone, and who would they curse? Ooh, well, at the point in the story where the party happens, Gabriella would be the person who would hex someone. She, being the new girl, she has already butted a few heads by the time the party happens in the story. And there's one girl in particular who isn't particularly fond of Gabriella, mainly because Gabriella has people who are standing up for her, and she is not abiding by these like rules or the clique system that's kind of been formed within the school. So I think Gabriella would place a curse on Alex, who is the girl who she's been butting heads with. And that would just really, at this point, it would be just to get her to back off. Alex, for some reason, has made it her life's mission for this year to make Gabriella's life hell. She's already outed Gabriella as an orphan. She's already tried to like make everyone hate her. Gabriella will not, she doesn't want to have anything to do with Alex, and she just wants Alex off her back. She's quite nice that way. She doesn't want to hurt her or anything. She just wants Alex to go and leave her alone. So the curse would just kind of be like to get Alex to even forget she exists, or to back off, that kind of thing. So guys, that's the end of that tag. I would like to tag any of my voiceover friends who have stories, or actually no, any of my friends from the voiceover community. I would love you to do this, but I want you to do it using the characters from within your voiceover series. If you don't have a series and you have a story, do it with them. I'd love to see as many of these as possible. I will leave the questions below, and I will see you guys probably very soon, because I quite like this. It's quite therapeutic to go back to filming again, so I'm thinking maybe once a week I'm going to try and film something. Don't quote me to that, because I have a lot of work at the moment and my brain's fuzzed, and it's quite nice to do something where I don't have a lot of pressure to be like thinking about it all. Anyway, it was nice to see you guys again, and I will see you very soon. Bye!